Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go over just some basics of graphing within Excel, a handful of different styles of graphs, and just kind of really the basic layouts of what they are and how to use them. So we'll jump right in here. The first thing I'm going to show you is just how to insert a bar chart. Um, Usually you can just highlight the range of what you're trying to make a chart out of, go to the Insert tab, and then you can do recommended. It's going to say like clustered column, pie chart, clustered bar. So it'll give you a bunch of recommendations. You can come here and click, do you want like a 2D column, um, stacked columns, different things of that nature, and it'll kind of show you all the different options here. So we'll just do a bar chart real quick, and then we'll just kind of, I'm going to resize it, just make it a little bit smaller, and just show you a couple quick things you can do. Over here on the left, there's add chart elements. You can add or remove axes. So if we remove that one, you can see how it goes away on the horizontal or the vertical. You could add it back. Um, you could add or remove titles if you want titles. And that's for the axes. And then you can add chart titles as well or remove them. Um, Data labels, if you want it to have kind of the value that it's displaying, you can choose different positioning for that. Data table, if you want the little data table below, error bars, just kind of if you had like a kind of standard error or something, it would display those. Grid lines, if you want grid lines on the chart, that's more of just like a formatting thing. Trend lines, if you want to add any trend lines, anything of that nature. A lot of great features here. Another thing you can do, if you're actually on the chart, you can just double click on it and this great little thing on the side will pop up, and this actually allows you to change all sorts of stuff. There's going to be a handful of different drop-down menus here, so you can kind of go through chart title, different things. So like if we came here, chart area, um, right, you could change the fill color um, if you wanted light blue. So all sorts of different things you can change in there. If you want to change the scaling, you could come to vertical axis on the right here, and then you can come down to, I believe maybe it's under access options. So like it's set to auto, you could change this to 100. You could change it to 25. Oops, that's 250, not what I meant to hit. 25. So you can kind of really change a lot of that stuff. You can also change some of the stuff in the chart just by like you could click on the title here, double click on it. You could type in something else. If you just click on it, you can hit delete, it goes away. You could click on the bars, right click on them. You can add the data labels right there. So there's a lot of different things you can do with the charts. Real quick, I'll show you just kind of the stacked column. This is a good one if you have multiple pieces of data for the same year for different divisions or something that you want to show. Um, I'm a big fan of the stack column. You go like that, uh, and let me hover back over it real quick just so in case that was a little quick, you can see which one I selected. Um, we'll delete that, we'll do it one more time. So you go insert and then come click on this little arrow, and then it's the second one over. So that's a stacked column. I have another video on this if you wanted to show the totals at the top here for the total column. You could do that because normally when you come in to add data labels, it's going to add it for um, each individual thing. And actually, that data set shouldn't be in there. So what you could do, you could come in here, hit select data. I think it's, oops. Actually, we can just click on it and then you hit delete, and that'll remove it from the data set. But you'll see how you can't turn on the data labels for the entire column. I have a video showing you how you can add a data label on top for each one by implementing a total row and turning it into a line graph. Here's just a quick example of a line graph. I mean, these are all pretty easy. You just go to insert, however your data is kind of formatted, and you come here and select, you know, what style you want, things like that. And with this, you could actually add, let's just do like volume real quick. If you had like the daily volume, we'll just say it's, let me see, or let me do like ran between, we'll do between 10,000 and 20,000, just to get some random numbers real quick. And then we'll hard code those values real quick. Just kind of show you something kind of neat you can do with adding another axis or axes per se. So let's delete this one real quick, and we're going to recreate this. So we'll select our data, come up here, insert, or pick a line graph again. And you'll see right now it says kind of two different line graphs, which looks a little funny. But what we can do is we can actually come up here and click change chart type. We can do combo down at the bottom. And then if we actually came down here for the volume, we can leave this one as a line. We can leave these both as stacked lines, but then we can make the volume on a second axis. So then you could see the different axes over here, and you could actually, I mean, yeah, if you want to change this to you know what I mean, you could have this as a column, and then you'd have the other axes with the stacked line, hit OK, and you'll see now you have the volume charted over the price. So really useful when you're pulling together graphs on stock prices over time. If you're looking at the stock price, how it trends, and then the daily volume that's associated with it. And then the last thing I'll show you real quick, pie chart. These ones are pretty easy. And I'll show you a different way. You can always come in here and click insert pie chart. Oh, that just automatically selected it. But if we're not on the data, you can, if you're just on a blank cell, insert pie chart. It'll come in blank, which is fine. And then you'll just go over here, click select data, and then you can kind of select your data set there. And within this, you could switch things. Sometimes it doesn't align it right, but it did this time. So you'll see all of this data. Hit OK. We could turn on data labels in the center, and you'll see it has the data labels. So yeah, I mean, these are really just some pretty basic charting features within Excel. I hope you found this useful. There's a lot more to this. Maybe I'll do some more in-depth charting videos in the future. A lot of things you can do to kind of change up the formats, formulas, things of that nature. So I hope you found this useful. If you have any questions at all, feel free to leave it below and I'll get back to them. Thanks so much for tuning in today.